Okay, what we're going to do is demonstrate the Model 233 PumpSaver and the Informer. And inside of this tube is a half horsepower 10-gallon minute pump, and pumping up through a flow meter, through a gate valve into this tube, and then down across the bottom. And I've got a big ball valve here that I can isolate the inlet to the pump to simulate dry well or underload. So the first thing we'll do is go ahead and turn it on. And it's okay, so now we're running with absolutely no restriction at all, and it's in excess of 10 gallons a minute. So we're going to calibrate it at that position, and to do that I take my screwdriver and turn the pot to the calibrate position. The red light comes on and the green light run light is on, and it'll stay that way for 10 seconds as it reads all of the voltages and horsepower and so forth, and then it kicks off, and now it's calibrated for these pumping conditions, which is wide open, simulating pumping from a well where the water level is right up at the top of the well, and it's taking as much horsepower as it could ever take to do that job. So we'll start it up again by putting the gray pot up to the restart minutes, and then we're going to take the Informer and we're going to see what our settings are. So the Informer now is showing the model number, Model 111P. In the next screen it shows that we're operating at 1.05 kilowatts at 113 volts and 10.5 amps. The next screen shows that we have a trip point of 0.92 amps. So I'm going to go ahead and deadhead the pump, and we'll watch the line power drop from 106 as I deadhead it down below the trip point. 105. Okay, it goes up just momentarily as it starts to get restricted. 114, 115, and then it'll head back down again. 101, 95, 91. Okay, after 4 seconds it'll trip off. Okay, so we've tripped off on deadhead, and that just shows that the trip point was at 98 under those pumping conditions, and and we were able to deadhead the pump and drop the power down below the 98 so that it tripped off. So we're going to go ahead and restart it by cycling the power on and off. And I'm going to calibrate it now as if it's pumping from a deeper pumping level. So I'll restrict it so that my power is, instead of 111, is down around 1.0, 99. Okay, so now I'm going to recalibrate. Calibrate light comes on, it waits for 10 seconds. Nothing's going to change on the Informer until it clicks off, and then the line power will go to 0. And then we'll restart it. Okay, so now we're in auto shut-off mode, so I just have to restart it. Cycle back down. Okay, so now my new trip point instead of 98 is 84 because I'm operating at a 0.96. So now we restrict it further, and it drops down below 86 to 78, and now we're to 0 since we shut off. Okay, so that shows that the trip point drops if I'm calibrated at a deeper pumping level, and you can see that on this simulation of a pump curve that shows flow on the horizontal and head or pressure on the vertical. When we first calibrated, we were out here with a lot of flow and very low head. And if this were the horsepower curve, we're taking a lot of horsepower to pump at that curve. And then when we recalibrated, we calibrated with a lot of pressure and very little flow, and we calibrated in this area, which took less horsepower. So that's how that all works. So let's show one other thing now. We're going to go ahead and cycle it, restart it. We'll bring it up to about 10 gallons a minute, and we'll leave it calibrated at that point, and we'll go ahead and dry well it. If I turn it the right way, it works much better. So we're pumping 1.13. After 4 seconds it clicks off, and you can see that it clicked off at a much lower setting. Let's cycle down a couple of more screens, and we'll see that fault number 1 was dry well, which we just did, and our power was all the way down to 0.50 when it tripped off. So we had plenty of latitude from a 0.84 trip point to 0.50. So that's basically how the informer helps with troubleshooting and calibration.